Today is my 12th fast. Assalamu alaikum. Today is my 12th fast. My weight hasn't decreased a single bit. You know, still 100% at the moment. 100 kg. My usual weight is about 78 kg. I'm 22 kgs overweight. It's like being a pregnant woman. I wrote a poem yesterday. I was going to sing it to you. It's called Illusions. Start it there. I think I should play acoustic, or should I add a bit of overdrive to it? Take off. Take all the resources, returning a load of illusions. The history shows them borrowing vast sums from banks who have very little deposit but create false wealth. Cheat in measuring and weighing, who build themselves mansions in mountainsides to go to war and kill off a kingdom and steal all the resources to oppress the people and claim they're inferior to white bastard colonialists. They sell their souls to illusions, they profit from evil and claim there can be another God with God, an accident of begotten, because once upon a time God beget the blasphemy of the church, and the evil white supremacists who hide and are so secretive. Instead of in the kingdom, everything is in the open, whereas in the New World Order, everything is secretive. They either gone and borrowed some more false wealth and turned out bankrupt, but they can still borrow with the AAA credit rating they get for being white devils, and then sell the world their illusions in return for all the resources, sport and amusement, all the white man's illusions. Worldly life is a mere illusion. Why not tell them the evil of the New World Order, or the paymaster capital system since the slave trade? All the colonialist wars to steal resources, and why the Zionists are actually in Palestine, because they want to steal Solomon's treasure, because everyone knows they're not children of Israel, Ashkenazi, of whom the Hitler was also, who are Russians. Inshallah, I pray that God retributes those blasphemous, illusionist, devils, their lives, white people, and may God let the meek and those who barricaded from the world, while they still sell the world's resources for illusions on television, where they have actually got, they've got a soul from by spying on the Messiah, son of David, Petersburg, God's messengers. Just as they did in their history, stealing his land, stealing resources, causing misery and poverty, oppressing the people, to try and neglect their souls, like when they can be another God with God. Liars and thieves, liars and thieves, liars and thieves. Just as the mental health system is full of illusions, profiteering from evil, there I said it finally. What they did not ever allow anyone to divulge. They are illusions, full of deception and evil witchcraft and suffering. Suffering, man. I didn't record that. I recorded it on my iPhone, but I didn't record it on my iPod. My iPod's downstairs somewhere. Anyway, what am I going on about? I'm going on about illusions, people who neglect their souls are full of illusions, idolatry and all these. Idolatry is a gross injustice, because idols did not create anything, and are a gross injustice, and people worship something that cannot benefit them or harm them, and as well as that, they're just illusions. What the devil promises is an illusion. And this idea of the New World Order based on another God with God is about Amun-Ra, and it's based upon the idea that God was either begotten or God God either begets or was begotten, and this was their idea. And so they think that Jesus' story, Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was meant that God begat someone, begot someone, and which is a blasphemy. And they went on further on with this idea, and they said, well, when Messiah, son of David, comes, because there's two Messiahs, as we well know, and Messiah, son of David, comes, will cause an accident of begotten. It's like how these white people pimp, certain creatures with different kinds of creatures, trying to create a false illusion of an evil in God's creation, like a donkey with a horse, or a ragdoll dog with a blonde, I don't know what they're called. I don't know what dogs are called anyway. And like they do, and in laboratory experiments, and pimping people to different kinds of extraordinary situations. But God controls life and death, and just as much as they can try to set me up with a crack whore, I'd say, well, this person right in the future is going to become the Messiah, son of David. But in the past, there was an accident caused by a condom splitting with a crack whore, but nothing ever happened with that accident, because God controls life and death, and it's an illusion. And whereas at the basis of that illusion, I know that because the proof is, because 10 years down the line, I'm now expecting my first children, and they're twins, to quite a mature lady, 36-year-old woman, and so we're expecting our first child from me and her, and it was miraculous to happen because from the depths of despair, from the depths of darkness, God guided us into light, and on the verge of despair, God showed His mercy because we had faith. We're not trying to look into the future through witchcraft and sorcery and disbelief in God and think that we can tyrannize the results just because we've done that and done so. And whereas those who the New World Order, this whole gold thing that they had going on, how they had the gold, and they were trying to tell people they had the gold, and those who strived in God's cause knew that water is more precious than gold, but those who, or wisdom is more precious than gold, as it says in Proverbs. But those who sell their souls, everything is about the weight of gold. It's how gold appears in front of your eyes when some illusion by Satan, not illusion but linguistical test appears, and they sell their souls for pieces of gold and the value of gold. And with the Iraq War, you saw that the gold prices weren't very high. But since the Iraq War, the gold prices got shot up about 5 times the amount or something like that. Why is that the case? And on top of that, so whatever the devil promises is an illusion, and they thought they could reach another God with God status. So Amara, an accident, which is an illusion, turned out to be an illusion. And if I knew anything, if I knew anything about it, maybe I would have not followed through with it. But because I've already submitted my life to God, submitted to God, and asked forgiveness for my sins, and these tests that happen, and when these tests that happen, it's because you just carry on, just stay calm and carry on, and God controls everything, and that's the matter of faith. Inshallah, la ilaha illallah wa tahdu la sharika lah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi-rabbil falaq, min sharri ma khalaq, wa min sharri ghasiqin idha waqab, wa min sharri nafathati fil 'uqad, wa min sharri hasidin idha hasad. So it's just illusions, and mental health system is an illusion too. They work upon what's free and life. They work upon laboratory experiments, an experiment of misery, and they continue to profess this until it leads to premature deaths or devastation or destruction of a person's character or self. It's totally evil what they do in mental health hospitals and what these Western people, and these schools are no better. The schools don't teach you anything. What's the point of gambling your life in a state school where 90% of the schools in Britain are state schools. Out of those 90% of the schools, right, only 50% of them will, or not even 50%, maybe 50% of them will get some grades, A to C. The rest won't. And now they're just trying to give anyone a grade, so they say, well, anyone can have grades. We'll give everyone grades. But what we'll do instead, we'll make getting a degree very expensive. So